Hello everybody. We hope you're having a great day today. For us, 2022 started strong and we expect it to continue as such. In the beginning, we got worried that starting the year without Yellowstone would mark us in the long run. We believe welcoming a new year with a beloved series is a good sign for the entirety of the year. However, then we realized that this year, Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan has come to his senses and decided to not leave us without the Yellowstone universe for so long. The first released project in this respect has become 1883, a prequel about the early Duttons. Even though the show kicked off last year, its main portion got released, and is still being released, in 2022, and we love it. To be honest, at this point, we're doubtful that any of Sheridan's works can disappoint us, as he knows how to tell a compelling story and what the audience expects from his projects. His impact can also be felt throughout 1883, as he used similar tropes to Yellowstone in a different setting and timing, which worked perfectly. The only issue with 1883 is similar to the one of Yellowstone. It's not being released on our favorite streaming platform, Netflix. But first, let's remember what 1883 is about and what's been going on in the series so far. 1883 is taking place in the 19th century, at a time when Western life is quite wild and had no mercy for the weak. At such a difficult period, the Duttons, who were initially a moderate, ordinary family from Tennessee, has decided to go on a journey towards the north, with the hope of starting a new life while getting better opportunities. Although we, as the Yellowstone fans, already know that it all went great at the end and the family has formed the Yellowstone Ranch. However, the journey to this ending seems a pretty long and harsh one. In the first episode of the show, we saw the Duttons coming to Texas with new hopes. And yet, Texas was already filled with dangers, forcing them to unite forces with Shay, a local who is about to guide a German migrant group toward the north. While they successfully managed to hit the road, from the very beginning, problems started to emerge. The bandits have never left the group alone, while natural threats, such as the snakes as well as the river water filled with cholera, caused the group to face death at all times. The biggest turning point, however, has been the crossing of a river, which witnessed the sinking of wagons, as well as the drowning of the people. This tragedy caused even the most optimistic ones to see their journey in a different light. Even Elsa, who is the narrator of the show and is a youthful girl who never loses hope, started to be more careful about their surroundings and the realities of this supposed adventure. Then, she lost her slight hope as well, with the killing of her lover, Ennis, by a bandit. All these, combined with hunger, dirt, and ambiguity of the future, provide us a very tragic show full of disappointment, sadness, and perhaps the worst of all, helplessness. Still, as far as its production quality is concerned, 1883 is no different than the Yellowstone. It's taking place in the great landscape, with amazing cinematography to utilize those amazing surroundings. The acting is also superb, with a brilliant script that is filled with poetic lines. And yet, this perfect show is only available at Paramount Network's Paramount Plus, which is a shame. We're not saying that Paramount Network is a bad streaming service by any means. On the contrary, it has a good interface and can host some genius shows. Still, it's far behind its peers as far as the number of its contents is concerned. It has a limited number of shows and movies, which isn't very convenient to use unless you're a hardcore fan of Yellowstone. Because without Yellowstone, the platform has not much to offer, except for 1883, of course. The platform is also relatively pricier than the other platforms, especially because it offers a very limited number of shows. The ad-free version costs $10 a month, which is the same price as the Netflix US. We believe this is an absurd number for Paramount Network. Yes, $10 a month doesn't seem much, but if Netflix, with its dozens of options and advanced content, offers the same price for the subscription, then there is a problem. If you would like to watch Paramount Network with ads, then you can get it for $5 a month. And yet, why would you get a streaming service if you want to be forced to watch ads, since they're already on the TV, torturing us all at all times? Last, but certainly not least, Paramount Network is only available in the US, which is a major constraint on both Yellowstone and 1883, since they lack the chance to be introduced to the global audience and reach global recognition. Thus, often, we wonder why Sheridan doesn't consider shifting platforms to make his shows known globally. Now, so far, there have been no steps on Yellowstone's part to be included in the Netflix. Unfortunately, it seems like 1883 will also follow its predecessor's steps and will not be transferred to Netflix, which is a major shame. Like the fans, we want both of these shows to be available to everyone, everywhere, at a reasonable price. And so far, Netflix seems like this single platform that can do this all at once. What do you think about 1883? Are you a fan of the series? Do you prefer Netflix over Paramount Network? Where would you like to watch Yellowstone and 1883? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.